mug and tumbler, and hopefully I'll get to show you how I cut the mug a little bit later tonight when it dries up. But I started with very basic shapes, very basic cylinders, and my tumbler, when I make a tumbler, stays as a basic cylinder. I do some things to the outside, and for a mug, I cut and I dart it beforehand. So this is a basic mug. What I'm going to throw now. Anyway, so that's the first assignment.
Okay.
Choose to do it or not. There's also, right beside it, if you haven't seen this video online, do y'all know who Pete Pinnell is? He's a professor at Nebraska, Lincoln, ceramic instructor. Anyway, he has this really great video on, it's Google videos. I wrote the whole address out on the bottom.
Thank you.
It might be, if I wrote it wrong or you can't find it using that, just go to Google Video and search for Pete Pinnell, Thoughts on Cups is what it's called. But it's about a half an hour, and it's a really good talk on cups, ceramic cups. Much better than I could do, so I think you should just go and watch that. You'll thoroughly enjoy it.
So you're saying you can watch it on the internet?
Yep, you can watch it on the internet, you can watch it up in the library.
Okay.
I thought about projecting it tonight, but logistically that seems not to work out at the best. Oh, don't forget, at 8:45 we have to go to the auditorium for a short introduction, and we're going to talk about how to make up the time because of 2 classes were canceled last week. So I like to have a nice flat bottom, so I'll take my rib and just use this part, and I'll go down and compress.
You put a foot on your mugs?
I don't. I leave a nice flat bottom.
Okay.
Yep.
You don't indent it a little bit?
I do a little bit. I take this red soft rib and I'll kind of indent a little bit and make it nice and smooth, which I'll show you hopefully a little bit later, right after I dart it. Yeah, I just kind of soften the edges, and it's indented a little bit just by doing that. Again, I'm using that same sort of grip pull. And I learned that from Isaac Buttons. You can YouTube video it. I saw the whole thing, and on YouTube it's like broken up into 4 sections, but it's this old-time English potter. He's like the last of this pottery, and he can throw a ton of clay a day. It is amazing. There's a section, it's black and white. It's all subtitles because there's no, I think there's music that plays. Isaac Buttons.
Does he throw big
Big pieces, small pieces, but he's throwing coffee mugs, and he has an assistant
ISAAC.
who takes the coffee mug off the wheel once he's thrown it. So he takes his ball of clay, throws it down, he goes, whoosh, whoosh, throws a mug, cuts it, the assistant takes it, puts it on a board. By the time the assistant turns around, he's got another one ready.
Wow. That's my kind of guy.
That's fun.
It's amazing. He glazes these like giant planters. He just ladles some glaze in, he picks it up and he rolls it in his hands and then like dumps it out, and then takes his hand and he wipes the edge, and it's perfect.
Wow.
Something to aspire
But yeah, you
to.
can get that on, it's on YouTube.
Yeah. Isaac Buttons.
Isaac Buttons.
Okay.
Like on a shirt, huh? Buttons.
Yep, I think so.
Cool.
So with any cup, probably the most important thing, or the important aspect of it, is the lip, right? Because this is where you have the most interaction. Other than like a mug where there's a handle, you're also having a lot of interaction with that handle. But on every cup, there's a lip because that's where you drink from. It's interesting, on that video of Pete Bunnell, he talks about how, this is an art form that is probably the most intimate, because this, where you touch this is, what does he say? Somewhere where you normally reserve that interaction with a lover, right? Because you would kiss someone on the mouth, whereas this you're bringing to your mouth, so it's the same idea. I don't know. He says it way more poetically than that. That's why I'm having you watch the video.
Just start kissing your cups.
Yeah. Anyway, so the idea here is that walls are nice and even, and as I come up, because of that lip, I like to leave that a little bit thicker. So probably from like, here, this little mark, so maybe the top like 1/8 is a little bit thicker. Does that make sense? Okay. And also, you like to have that nice sort of beveled edge on the inside, so that way when the liquid flows, it'll flow out nice and into your mouth. And you want to have a little bit of an edge so it cuts the liquid, so when you pull that cup back, it's going to cut and not dribble. Now, you have to sort of make decisions on what kind of experience you want to have with this cup too. If you want something very delicate, and dainty, you could have a very thin lip on your cup, which is more prone to chipping or cracking. So, that's a decision you have to make. That's something you're asking your sort of viewer or participant to be mindful of when you make a thin cup like that. I like to have kind of a compromise somewhere in between like those diner mugs that will never break but always dribble down the side, and something that's going to be a little bit cleaner and cut that water. So that's kind of about the edge that I leave right there. A little bit thicker, but comes to kind of a a rounded off point. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to go and compress these walls, kind of clean them up. So that, I don't know if you noticed, and I should have said this, but when I first pulled the cylinder, right, it wasn't straight up and down. It was kind of like this, where the top was smaller, because it's always easier to bring something out than it is if it's wide like this to bring it back in, right? So I always start out with a little bit slanted in. That way, if I want something straight on that last pull, what I do is I just use this rib and this straight edge, and I pushed out against it, and so now I have a nice straight up and down cup.
Well, how come you poked it in the side like this?
There was a little air bubble in there.
Oh, okay.
I did a bad job wedging. Now I'm going to go back in with my little rib, and I'm going to compress. Oh, first I'll get the water out inside.